Welcome to your 60-minute Vinyasa class focusing on warrior flows. So, as you know, a few days ago was Memorial Day at the time of this filming. And in honor of Memorial Day, I want to do a sequence that focuses on embodying all of the warrior poses and all their variations. So Virabhadrasana is warrior in Sanskrit. And so that's what we'll be doing today. And also focusing on opening up the heart and all of that. So if you do have a block, we'll be started in Virasana or Vajrasana. So Vajrasana, Thunderbolt Pose, is just sitting the hips back on the heels like this. In Virasana, which is Hero's Pose, which, since we're going with a Memorial Day theme, we'll focus on that. It's opening your feet out so that you can sit your sit bones down in between your feet. Now, if that doesn't feel good for you, as it does not for me, this where a block or a pillow is great to stick between your feet and to sit on that. So find your way to your variation of this type of pose, and if none of that serves you, just feel free to sit in a normal cross-legged seat. And so we'll come to Hero's Pose, Virasana Pose. Your hands can be at your heart, one on your stomach, one on your chest. Hands can be on your quads, palms up, palms down, really whatever feels good to you. Let's take about 3 to 5 centering breaths. Again, focusing on warrior poses here today to honor all of those warriors who have fought for our country. And as I'm sure most of us do, know someone that is touched and honored by Memorial Day. If you want to dedicate this practice to them, you can. For example, my grandfather was a military doctor, surgeon, so he did not pass in the line of duty, but has since passed just of old age. And so honoring my grandfather and his service to soldiers that returned home. Let's just take about one more nice big slow round of breath here. Filling the stomach, filling the chest. Really opening our heart space to honor those of Memorial Day. And exhale, let it out. Release. You can keep your eyes closed or slowly flutter them open. Maybe you find some intuitive movement here in the neck or the shoulders. I'll turn to face you just for this next sequence. As you're ready, find stillness. Hands come down by your sides. On the inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Nice big stretch. Maybe you want to release the palms. Let everything fill up between the rib cage. And then we'll take the right hand down to the mat. On the exhale, right hand to the mat. Left hand reaches up and over, finding a nice lateral extension. Maybe you let the head hang, or maybe you keep it active. Inhale brings you up through center, and taking it to the other side. The left hand comes to the mat, right reaches up and over. Twice more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, extend. Maybe you gaze underneath your elbow. Inhale and exhale. Last round, inhale, reach up towards the sky. And exhale, right hand to mat, left reaches over. And then let your hand come behind your head. Adjust as needed. And on your next inhale, slightly push into your hand on the ground to open your chest just a little bit more. And then we'll dip our elbow in towards the mat on the exhale. Nice and gentle, don't need to wrench your head down to the mat. Just gentle pressure, inhale, open. And exhale, close. Last round, inhale. And exhale. come back to center, inhale. Exhale, slowly release your top hand and taking it to the other side. Inhale, lift the right arm up. As the exhale, left hand comes to the mat. Extend it over and find your grip behind your head. Adjust as needed and inhale, open the chest. Exhale, dip your right elbow in. Inhale, open. And exhale, dip. Last time, inhale, open the chest, opening our heart space for those who have served. And exhale, dip the elbow. Come back to neutral. And inhale, rise up. And exhale, let your hands come down by your side. Take another round of breath if you need. Exhale, side out. And then rising high onto our knees. On the inhale, lift your hips up, hands reach into the sky. And exhale, sit it back down. Twice more. Inhale, high Virabhadrasana pose, rising hero's pose. Exhale, sit. Once more. Inhale, reach it up, push your hips forward. And exhale, hands combine behind your head. I'm going to say come behind, but combine works too. One more round of breath. And then we'll sit it down as we were, but this time drawing our elbows in and curling everything in towards the stomach. On the exhale, sit your hips down. Bring everything in towards your belly button. Inhale, open back up. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lift and open. Really push your hips, not so much from your lower back. Exhale, sit. Inhale, rise up, open the chest and the elbows, and this time on the exhale, let your hands come behind you and interlace by your sacrum, which is this bone right here. Inhale, open your chest, pull everything back away from your ear. Exhale, side out. And release the clasp, inhale, rise up. Taking it to tabletop, exhale, hands come to the mat and adjust as you need. Maybe if you had that block, you can place it off to the side. Come back a little on your mat if you're really far forward, wherever you're at. And take some intuitive movement here. So I won't cue cow and cat, but if you know you like that in your practice, on your inhale, you can drop your belly towards the mat and shine your chest. And then on the exhale, you can push into your hands to arch your back and tuck your chin. Or maybe you just sway from side to side if cow and cat isn't really what you want or need in your body right now. Just take one more round of breath here to find something in your body. Or maybe you release the head. And then as you're ready, on the exhale, begin to find stillness. Inhale the breath here. And exhale, come to stillness. Ground down in the left knee. On the inhale, right leg extends behind you. And we'll draw knee to nose 3 times underneath. Exhale, draw it in. And inhale, extend. Twice more. Exhale, draw knee to nose underneath as you arch your back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw it in. Last time, inhale, extend, and stepping your foot all the way through. Exhale, crunch it up first, and then step your foot through. Coming into a low lunge. Inhale, arms lift up towards the sky. So for the sake of today's practice, we are in Young Warrior 1 pose. So finding the warrior poses first in the upper part of our body as we stay lower to the mat. Take one more round of breath here. Pull your belly button in towards the spine, and then on the exhale, interlace your fingers behind your head. Inhale, open the chest, maybe gaze up. Take your elbows in towards your front knee. Exhale. Inhale, open back and up. Trying to open from the upper part of the body, not so much the low back. Exhale, elbows in, tuck. Once more, inhale, open. And exhale, bring it together. Inhale, come back to center. And on the exhale, release your hands and send them back towards your sacrum. Find your bind. Inhale, open the chest like we just did. And on the exhale, begin to hinge toward your front leg. Maybe you rest all the way on it, or maybe you stay up and a little more active. Either way, keep your belly button glued in towards your spine. Shoulders are pulling away from your ears, creating space in the neck and the upper back. Little baby humble warrior here, young humble warrior. One more round of breath. On the exhale, release your grip. Inhale, arms circle back up towards the sky. And taking your hands to the mat. Exhale, hands frame your feet. Inhale, send your leg back once more. Right leg extends. And exhale, both knees to the mat. Taking it to the other side. On your next inhale, left leg extends. And knee to nose. Exhale. Inhale to reach. Exhale to bring it in. Inhale, left leg extends. Exhale, bring it in. Last extension here. Inhale and exhale. Step your foot all the way through to come into young warrior one on the other side. Arms reach up. Inhale. Take a round of breath here to check your posture. 90-degree bend in the front leg. And then exhale, hands come behind your head, and see if you can't interlace your fingers in the funky way. So in the way that feels a little weird. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, elbows draw in towards your left knee. Inhale, open more from the upper back than the lower back. Exhale, draw it in, grounding down in the front heel. Inhale, open. Last time, exhale, fold. Inhale, come back to center. Release your hands towards your sacrum on the exhale behind you. Interlace your fingers in the funky way. Open the chest on your inhale. And hinging forward, exhale. Find your baby Baddha Virabhadrasana. Little young bound warrior here. Maybe you lift the front toes to see if you're grounding down in the heel. One more round of breath. Pull away, create space in the neck. Exhale, hands release. And inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, take your hands to the mat, frame your foot. Inhale, sweep and extend your left leg behind. And exhale, take everything back to the mat, tabletop pose. Take a second here. Maybe find some more intuitive movement in the body. And now we'll do a young warrior 2 sequence. As you're ready, find stillness on your exhale, nice flat back. Left knee grounds into the earth, and inhale, right leg extends once more. And now this time, instead of drawing knee to nose, we'll tap the mat and lift our leg. So as you're ready, on your next exhale, tap the mat with your big toe, and inhale, lift the right leg, use your glutes. Exhale, toe tap the mat. Inhale, lift the right leg higher. Exhale to tap. Inhale, lift. And this time on the exhale, step your foot through, draw your knee in. Step your right foot between your hands and kickstand your left foot up off towards the right. As you're ready, on the inhale, cartwheel your arms open to come to a little young warrior 2. So find warrior 2 in the top of the body here. So this is also a great variation of warrior 2 pose. If something's going on in the legs, you can always drop down and really focus on embodying the pose in the torso and the arms. Take one more round of breath here to gaze over your front fingers, checking that your right knee isn't dipping in or too far out, 90-degree bend. And then we'll flow between reverse warrior and extended side angle 3 times. As ready, on the inhale, right arm lifts up into the skies, left arm comes towards your left thigh or your left hip if that feels more stable. And then exhale, take your right elbow towards the right knee as you lift your left arm up and over the left bicep. Maybe you gaze up. Inhale, reverse your young warrior. And exhale, extended side angle. The last time, inhale, arms sweep up and back. And exhale, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Come back to your little reverse warrior, inhale. And this time on the exhale, take your right hand and drop it behind your head. You have an option to have your left hand on your leg or on your hip, whatever feels safer. On your next inhale, open your chest just a bit more. Really squeeze in the glutes to relieve pressure off the low back. Exhale, dip your right elbow in towards the mat like we did earlier. Inhale, open back up twice more. Exhale, dip. Inhale, open. Exhale, dip. Inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale, release your elbow towards your right knee as you sweep your left arm up and over. Inhale the breath here. Lengthen away space between your elbow and your ear on the right hand side, and on the exhale, let the top hand, the left hand, now come behind your head. Inhale the breath, open just a little bit more, and elbow dip. Exhale. Inhale, lift and shine the chest. Exhale, tuck everything in towards your front leg. Check your posture. Inhale, open. Exhale to close. Come back to neutral. Inhale. Warrior two. Exhale, use your obliques to pull yourself up. One round of breath here. And on the exhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat. Unkickstand your left foot. Take your right leg back. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, both knees to the mat as we take it to the other side. Inhale, left leg extends now, and finding our leg lifts to toe taps. As you are ready, on your next exhale, tap the left toe to the mat, the left big toe. And inhale, use your glutes to lift your left leg high. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Push away from the earth. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. And bending your knees so you can step it through. On the exhale, left hand comes between your hands. This time, kickstand your right foot up and off towards the left. As you windmill your arms open into young Virabhadrasana 2 on the other side. Taking a couple rounds of breath again to check your posture. 90-degree bend in the front leg. Grounding down in the front left heel. And again, this is your practice and your pose. So if this is even too much in the legs, you can always walk your front foot in closer and adjust so there's not as much pressure on your inside right thigh. Finding our flow 3 times. As ready, inhale, left arm reaches up as right arm reaches down and back. Reverse your little warrior. Exhale, left elbow to left knee. Right arm sweeps up and over the right ear. Inhale, sweep it back and up. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, find your extended side angle. Inhale, lift. Baby gaze up. Exhale, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Inhale, reverse your warrior again. Stay here. Exhale, left hand comes behind the head. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, dip the elbow in. Inhale, open. Again, right hand can be on your hip if that feels better. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, open. And exhale, dip your elbow in. Come to neutral, inhale. And left elbow towards left knee. Exhale, right arm sweeps up and over on the inhale. And then exhale, right hand behind your head. Inhale, maybe open the chest a little bit more from here. Exhale, elbow dip. Inhale, open. And exhale to close. We'll be doing these same moves in the full expression of warrior. Inhale. And exhale. So you can always come back to this. Inhale, find neutral. Exhale, warrior 2. Use your obliques to pull yourself up. 1, inhale here. Maybe tuck the tailbone just a little bit more. And exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Unkickstand your right foot. Inhale to sweep and send your left foot behind. And exhale, come to tabletop. Take one more or two more rounds of breath here. Find intuitive movement before we come into our first downward facing dog of the practice. As you are ready, find stillness. Inhale, tuck your toes. And exhale, lift your hips and send them back towards downward facing dog. Option to stay here, or option to come back and forth between tabletop and downward facing dog, or move between downward facing dog and a plank. Kind of just whatever serves your body. Maybe you stay in Adho Mukha Svanasana and just pedal your feet out. Finding what you need to come into this pose for maybe the first time today. Take 2 more rounds of breath here. Maybe remember your intention. Maybe let your head hang. Maybe smile. As you are ready, find stillness in this embodiment. Exhale, side out. Let something go. And on the inhale, lift the heels. Bend the knees, gaze forward, and exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Nice, long, flat back, extending out through the neck and the chest. And exhale, fold it back towards Uttanasana, forward fold. Ground down in your heels. On the inhale, lift everything up towards the sky. Hands reach overhead in Virabhadrasana. Upward salute. And exhale, hands to your chest or down by your side. In Namaste or mountain pose. Take a couple rounds of breath here. Find centering. And so now we'll go through the flow we just did on the ground, but now in the full standing expression. So again, option to always drop back down if something's not working for you today in the legs. Take one more round of breath here. Exhale, side out. Inhale, arms sweep up towards the sky, and keeping your arms extended, hinge at the knees, soft knees, and hinge it forward. I wanted to say bend the knees and hinge at the waist. Keeping a nice flat, long, straight back. Hold here, reach, reach, reach. When we come into Warrior 3, this is what we're practicing in the arms and the shoulders, that strength of this isometric hold. One more round of breath. And exhale, release, fold it to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, a nice flat back, Ardha Uttanasana, extend out through the crown of your head. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, and step or hop your way back to your plank. Option to be on your knees for this as well. Inhale, shift your weight forward, and either lower all the way or halfway down on the exhale, keeping your elbows in close towards you, either way in Chaturanga. If you're in Chaturanga, untuck your toes, and inhale, push into your hands to shine your chest forward in Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Knees can be lifted or dropped, more in a rising cobra. So take one more round of breath here. And on the exhale, use your core to lift your hips and send them back towards downward facing dog. So I'm going to cue Chaturanga and upward facing dog for the rest of class. But if you want to be in plank and drop all the way down, untuck the toes and just lift the chest in baby cobra, or come into rising cobra, but keeping the knees on the mat instead of upward facing dog, knees off the mat. Whatever serves you. Let's take one more round of breath here in downward facing dog. Side out, release. Ground down in the left foot. On the inhale, right leg sweeps up into the sky for your three-legged dog. Tripada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a round of breath here. Check if your hips are square, shoulders are square. And then drawing knee to nose 3 times. Option to drop onto your left knee in tabletop or shift into plank. You choose. Exhale, draw knee to nose. Inhale, extend your leg back. Exhale, knee to nose, draw it underneath. The last time, inhale, three-legged dog, sweep your leg back and up. Exhale, draw knee to nose and use that core strength to step your foot all the way between your hands. Dial your back heel back and down 45 degrees. And inhale, lift up into Warrior One. Virabhadrasana Uno. Catch your breath here, check your posture. 90-degree bend in the front leg, grounding down in the outer edge of the back foot. Hips stay square, driving your right hip back. Take one more round of breath here before we find some movement. And then as ready, on the exhale, interlace your fingers, bring them behind your head. Inhale, open your chest, more from the, what do I want to call it, the pecs, the petrol. And then exhale, draw your elbows in as you hinge forward, testing your balance. Twice more. Inhale, open from the upper back and the chest. And exhale, tuck everything in. The last time, inhale, open here, opening our heart space for those who we honor at Memorial Day. And exhale, bow it forward in reverence. Come back to neutral, inhale. Exhale, release your hands to send them behind you, to interlace your fingers at your sacrum, behind your tailbone. Inhale, pull your chest open. And now finding bound warrior, humble warrior, Baddha Virabhadrasana. Exhale, hinge over your front leg. Option again to stay halfway lifted or to keep your entire chest on your leg like a little shelf. Wherever you're at, maybe you hang your head. Take one more round of breath here, keeping 90-degree bend in the front leg, making sure the knee's not going in or out. On the exhale, release your grip and inhale, sweep everything back up. And exhale, hands frame your feet. Stay here, square your hips off. And then coming into standing splits, hands can come out a little further in front of you. On the inhale, press into your right leg to lift your left knee and leg into the sky. Option to have your hands on blocks here if that serves you. You can have them on the mid or high or low setting. Wherever you're at, try to keep your hips square towards the earth. They'll try to open a little bit. Just keep guiding it back down. Take one more round of breath here, where we find our leg lifts like we did earlier. As you're ready, keeping a nice flat back, exhale, toe tap the mat. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, toe tap. And inhale, lift. Once more, exhale, tap the mat. Use your glutes, inhale, lift your left leg. Stay here. If you're on the blocks, exhale, fold over your front leg in standing splits. So now option to bend into your front leg and step your left foot back, and then your right foot back to meet it in plank, or to hop one-legged back to a one-legged plank. So whatever variation you choose, bend into the front leg enough to plant your hands firmly on the mat, and either step left and then right back, or exhale and hop one-legged back, landing on your right leg, left leg lifted in one-legged plank. Option to do one-legged chaturanga, or to drop both feet to the mat. Wherever you are at, inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga, or lower all the way. Then both feet come to the mat, untuck the toes, inhale, shine the chest forward, upward facing dog. And exhale, lift your hips and shoot them back, downward facing dog. Catch your breath. Take one more round of breath here. Side out. Taking it to the other side. As you're ready, ground down on the right foot. Inhale, left leg lifts this time. Keep everything square to the mat. And drawing knee to nose 3 times. Again, in tabletop or towards plank. Exhale, shift it forward, knee to nose. And inhale, send your leg back. Exhale, knee to nose underneath. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose, and step your foot all the way through. Ground down on the back heel, 45 degrees, not 90 yet. And inhale, arms rise up into Warrior One. Take a round of breath here. Elbows slightly turn inward. Shoulders away from your ears. Belly button back towards your spine. Ground down in the front heel. Last round of breath. And in the funky way, interlace your fingers behind your head. Inhale, open the elbows. Exhale, draw them in. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, tuck and bring the elbows in. Inhale, open. Exhale, draw elbows towards your knee. Inhale, come back to center. Release your hands, exhale, back to your sacrum, interlacing in the funny way. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, hinge it forward. Full expression here of bound warrior or humble warrior. Let's take 1 or 2 more rounds of breath. Invite the shaking as your legs stabilize you. And then as you're ready, exhale, release the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up into the sky. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat. Square everything off, coming into standing splits on the other side. Inhale, lift the right leg into the air. Try to stay square in the hips. Again, option with or without the blocks. Finding our toe taps. As you're ready, exhale, tap the mat with your big toe. And inhale, lift the leg back up. Exhale, right leg taps the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, toe tap. Inhale, lift. Hold here. Again, option to bend into the front leg to step right and then left back. Or as you're ready, bend into the front leg enough to plant your hands on the exhale and left leg jump back to one-legged plank. Right foot is in the air. Option to drop it or move through your flow, one-legged. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, keep the elbows in, one-legged chaturanga. And then both feet come to the mat as you open your chest towards the front of your mat. An upward facing dog. And exhale, push into your hands to lift your hips and send them back to downward facing dog. Take a nice big round of breath here. Shake it up, maybe nod or shake your head yes and no. Last round of breath. And then as you're ready, inhale, lift the heels, gaze forward, step or hop, exhale towards Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, lift flat back. Exhale, bow. Rising all the way up, inhale, arms sweep up into the sky. And exhale, hands come heart center. Take a couple of rounds of breath. Now we'll go through the second warrior sequence. Warrior 2 to reverse to extended side angle. Before ending it all with warrior 3 and then doing that 1 breath per movement the entire time on both sides. So that's where we're going. Last round of breath here. Exhale, side out. Inhale, arms sweep up. Nice flat back, soft knees hinge from the waist. Halfway, hold, practicing what we want in warrior 3 in the top half of the body, just as standing splits practices it in the bottom half of the body. And exhale, release, send it to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, find that flat back again. Bend your knees, plant your hands, and step. Exhale, or hop to plank. Inhale, weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga, or all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, maybe you gaze up. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hips reach for the back of the mat. Take 1 round of breath here, ground down in all 10 fingers. Maybe your heels reach even further towards the floor. Maybe they're still up, wherever you're at. Ground down in the left foot. Inhale, right leg lifts up. 3-legged dog. Stay here, try to keep your hips square. And we'll find our toe taps 3 times. Exhale, tap the foot to the mat. And inhale, right leg lift. I know we just did this. Really working our glutes today. Exhale. And inhale. Last time, exhale. Inhale, lift the leg. Now bend your right knee and open your hip towards the right side. Taking a scorpion, like three-legged dog, just to get into the hips a little bit because it feels good. One more round of breath. And then as you're ready, exhale. Shift into plank as you bring your foot through and step in between your hands. Back heel back and down 90 degrees. And inhale, cartwheel up to warrior two. Virabhadrasana goes. Again, check your posture. Do you see your front big toe? Is your front leg at 90 degrees? Are you grounding down to the outer edge of your back foot? Shoulders and ears have space between them. Fingers reaching out nice and long. Belly button in. A lot of cues here. It's a nice strong pose, warrior pose, right? One more round of breath before we find our flow. Exhale it out. And beginning to flow. Inhale, reverse your warrior, peaceful warrior. And exhale, front elbow to front knee, or reach the other hand up and over, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior, Viparita Virabhadrasana. Exhale, right elbow to right knee, left bicep over left ear. Inhale, circle it back. Exhale, circle it forward. Repeat the Parsva Konasana. And coming back to settle in your reverse peaceful warrior. Again, left hand can be on your left leg or on your left hip. On your next exhale, top hand comes behind your head. Inhale, open the chest, dipping it in, exhale. Option to do this in the young warrior modification. Inhale, open, exhale, elbow to close. Or I should say variation. I try not to say modification. Inhale, open, exhale, close. I feel like modification has a negative connotation. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, right elbow to right knee, sweep the left arm up and over. One inhale here, and then exhale, top hand behind the head. Inhale, open the chest, elbow dip in, exhale. Nice isometric hold in the leg, right? Inhale, open, and exhale, dip it in. Inhale, open, exhale, dip. Come to neutral, inhale. Warrior two, use your obliques to pull you up. Exhale. One round of breath here. Inhale, invite the shaking on the front leg. And exhale, windmill your hands to the mat as you square everything off to get ready for standing splits. As you're ready, kick into the front leg to lift the left into the sky. Again, option to use blocks here. This time we'll be drawing our knee in 3 times as we arch our back like a cat. As you are ready, exhale, draw it in, knee nose. And inhale, extend long. Twice more. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, extend your leg long. This time, exhale, draw your knee in. And maybe then on the inhale, you stand all the way up into standing staff. We'll practice that 3 more times. As you are ready, exhale, fold it back towards the earth, coming into warrior 3, almost in reverse, right? Inhale, lift up, standing staff. Left knee lifts into the air in front of you. Exhale, standing splits. Last time, practice your balance here. Inhale, standing staff. Standing splits, exhale, fold. Step it back or one-legged hop on your exhale, and then move through your flow. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, one-legged or two-legged chaturanga. Untuck the toes, shine the chest forward in cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice big round of breath. And one more. Before we do that on the other side. Grounding down in the right foot now. Inhale, left leg lifts up into the sky. And finding our toe tap, square hips. Exhale, tap your big toe towards the earth. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Last time, left leg lifts, and then bend the knee as you drop the left foot towards the right glute to open into scorpion leg, three-legged dog. Just getting a nice hip stretch here, hip opener. Try to stay square in the shoulders. One more round of breath. And then exhale, bring your knee in towards center as you step your left foot between your hands. Dial your back heel 90 degrees. And inhale, windmill the arms up and open to warrior two on the other side. Take 2 more rounds of breath here. Check your posture. Find stillness and strength. Flowing 3 times as you're ready. Inhale, right hand drops as left arm reaches up and over. Exhale, left elbow to left knee, right arm reaches up and over. Twice more. Inhale, lift and reverse. Exhale, reach and extend. Last time, inhale and exhale. Coming back to your reverse or peaceful warrior. Inhale, right hand comes to your hip. Your leg as the left arm reaches up, and then exhale, left hand behind your head. Inhale, open the chest just a little more. Exhale, dip it in without losing what you have in the legs. Inhale, open. Exhale, dip it in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, close. Come back to center. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale. As then you inhale the right arm up and over, and then exhale, right hand comes behind your head. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, other elbow dips in. Inhale, open, and exhale to close. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, come to center. Warrior two, use your obliques, your side muscles to pull you up. Inhale, cartwheel your hands to the mat. Exhale, square everything off, getting ready for standing splits. Inhale, lift the right leg into the sky. Drawing our knee in 3 times as you are ready. Exhale, tuck, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, tuck it in. Last reach here, and then we move all the way into standing staff. Exhale, tuck the knee in first. And then press down in the front heel. If you need to put your foot down and then reach up, you can do that too to find standing staff. Take a round of breath here before we flow 3 times. Elbows turned inward slightly, shoulders away from ears. And exhale, find your standing splits, fold. Inhale, standing staff. Sweep your knee up. Exhale, fold. And inhale, lift. Last time, exhale. And inhale. And find standing splits. Exhale, release to the mat. Again, bend your knee and step or hop back, or one-legged hop back to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, one-legged chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a round of breath here. Exhale, side out. On the inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, gaze forward, step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Slowly rise all the way up. Inhale, hands reach overhead. And exhale, hands come heart center. Let's take a couple rounds of breath here. And so now we'll be doing that entire warrior sequence together, coming in from standing staff to warrior 3, and then moving through the warriors. So get ready. Take a round of breath. We'll be starting with our left leg first, since we were just doing the right. As you are ready, ground down in the right foot, and inhale, find standing staff. The left knee rises up into the sky in front of you. Nice strong belly. Arms reach up. And then remembering what we found in the top half of the body in our forward fold and the standing splits, begin to shoot your leg back. And rather than folding your chest into standing splits, keep it nice and long to find warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. We'll hold for 3 more rounds of breath. Option yes, if you want to drop your hands to the mat and just work on the standing splits, but try to stay nice and lifted. Use your glute. Hands can be at your heart center as well if that helps. 1 more round of breath. If you lose it, that's okay. And then bend the front leg to step the back foot back 45 degrees with control. Inhale, rise up, warrior 1. So you'll notice one of the legs is always a little more balanced than the other. That was my least balanced leg. Just watch me fall on the next one. 1 round of breath per movement. Here we go. Inhale the breath, reach up. Hands interlace, exhale behind the head. Inhale, open the chest. Drawing the elbows towards the knee. Exhale. Find center, inhale. Release the hands to the sacrum and bind, exhale. Inhale, open the chest. Humble warrior, exhale, hinge forward. Inhale the breath here. Release the hands, exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Open up to warrior 2. Exhale, back foot 90 degrees. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Coming back to reverse warrior and staying. Inhale, reach. Top hand to the back of the head. Exhale. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, elbow dip in. Inhale, center. Front, elbow to knee. Exhale. Inhale, sweep. Left arm up and overhead. Exhale, left hand behind the head. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, dip the elbow in. Inhale through center. Warrior 2. Exhale, pull it back up. Inhale the breath here. And exhale, hands cartwheel to the mat. Square your hips. Inhale, standing splits. Lift the left leg. Exhale, draw your knee in. And inhale, rise all the way up. Standing staff. Taking it back to mountain pose. Set both feet on the mat. Exhale, side by side. Hands come to your side. Take a round of breath. And then we'll do that all on the other side before taking it down to the mat. Ground down in the left foot. This time right knee lifts up. Inhale. And finding warrior 3. Exhale, shoot your front leg back as you reach forward. Gazing straight down. Try to keep your hips square. 3 more rounds of breath here. Keep your back leg lifted. 2 more rounds of breath. Again, if you wiggle and wobble, it's okay. 1 more round of breath. And then stepping back to warrior 1, bend your front leg enough to step back 45 degrees in the back heel. Inhale, rise up. Take a second. If you need to get here another way, meet us in warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. And that will begin to flow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, funky way, bind the hands behind your head. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, dip the elbows in. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to sacrum. Binding the funky way. Inhale, open the chest, gaze up. Exhale, humble warrior, lean. Inhale, hold here. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, arms sweep up. Warrior 2 on the exhale, back heel 90 degrees. Open the hips towards the long edge of your mat. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, elbow to knee. Coming back to reverse or peaceful warrior. Inhale. Drop the top hand to the back of the head. Exhale. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, dip the elbow in. Inhale, center. Exhale, extended side angle, elbow to knee. Inhale, top arm sweeps up. Exhale, top hand to the back of the head. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, dip your right elbow in. Inhale, center. Warrior two. Exhale. Hold here on the inhale. Cartwheel the hands to the mat. Exhale, square everything off. Standing splits. Inhale, lift the right leg. Draw the knee in. Exhale. Stand all the way up. Standing staff. Inhale. And exhale, both feet down to the mat. Release. And you did it. Standing portion done. Take a round of breath. Remember who you are dedicating your flow to, if anyone in particular. And we'll take a vinyasa to get back down to the mat. I won't cue it, so I'll just cue the breath, but you do whatever movement you want. As you're ready, release all your old breath out. And find a final vinyasa flow. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. All meet in downward facing dog. If you're not there, meet us here. Take one more round of breath. And then we'll sit our knees back to the mat. Exhale. If you want to find the block, you can again, as we find Hero's Pose, Virasana. Or if that doesn't serve you, Virabhadrasana, you can just sit all the way down. Whatever works in your body. Let's take a round of breath. Kind of let the body synthesize what we just did. And let's take some intuitive movement here again. Maybe you want to get into the neck a little bit more. Maybe you do some head rolls or shoulder rolls. Whatever feels good. Again, listening to that part of your body that's telling you what it needs and what it wants. You can stay up here, or if you want a really good quad stretch and you know it'll feel okay in your body, you can keep the block. Maybe it might be easier though to remove it. Send it off to the side. Sit in between your heels, and then maybe you could do this with the block too, but lean back, fingers pointing towards your toes. Maybe you shine the chest forward, continuing this idea of opening up our hearts. And maybe you even can come further down, walk your hands closer into your feet, coming onto your elbows. Maybe you come onto the crown of your head. Kind of whatever feels good, or all the way down. You can only do this if you know it serves your body. Just take a few moments in whatever serves you. Or you can take some right-left extensions. That's also an option. Wherever you are at, however you are moving, one more round of breath. And then if you are in this extension, I like to bring my hands to my sacrum and use my elbows to rock myself back up. And then we'll come to a seat, however it serves your body. Coming onto your sit bones, keeping the soles of your feet on the mat, and coming onto your back, removing anything in the way. Let's just take a second here, tuck the tailbone, remove the space underneath the low back. And maybe you stay here, maybe you windshield wiper the knees a little bit to add some movement. Or maybe you pull one knee into the chest and either keep the other leg there or let it extend nice and long. That feels good to you. Maybe you switch on the exhale and bring the other knee into the chest and extend the other leg long. Again, finding intuitive movement here. If there's something else you want to put in your practice instead of following my cues, go there. Otherwise, if you want to get into the hips a little bit more, on the exhale, bring both knees in the chest, keep them in towards the armpits as you reach to grab the bottom of your feet, shining the soles of your feet towards the top of the room. Maybe you rock around side to side. This feels really good for me because I did a pretty good leg workout yesterday. I went on a good hike a few days ago over Memorial Day weekend. Let's take one more round of breath here. And then slowly bring the knees into the chest if they're not already there. And we'll take a little supine twist, letting your left hand come out to a T, using your right hand to guide your knees over towards the right. Maybe you gaze over the left shoulder. Let's take a few moments here. Nice big breaths. Feeling even space enter your low back with your breath. Remembering we breathe throughout our entire thoracic cavity, not just from the front. Let's take one more round of breath here. The exhale side out. At the end of that exhale, pull your knees in, and we'll take it to the other side. The other hand comes out to a T as your left arm guides your knees over towards the left. Maybe you gaze over your right shoulder. And with each inhale, feeling the entire chest and back expand, using the breath to help you stretch. Maybe sinking into it a little bit more on each exhale. One more round of breath here. And at the end of that exhale, pull your knees back to your chest. Now from here, you can move directly into Shavasana, or I'll cue one more little addition. If you're with me, let your left leg come out long like we did earlier, and then maybe even take it a little more towards the side. And then, like we did in the supine twist, let your right knee come out towards the right side, keeping it bent as you drop towards the mat. Now, it probably won't be completely flat on the mat. That's okay. Just trying to imagine that you are finding warrior two in the legs. Let your hands come out to your nice strong T and gaze over your right shoulder. Your lower back will probably come off the mat a bit, and again, this isn't to help you, or not to help you, I should say. It's not to make you think, oh, I'm doing warrior pose wrong, or am I right? It's just to help you embody the pose differently. So a lot of times we did it on our knees, and we did it standing, and now we're doing warrior lying down. And just make any observations. How does it feel in the body? Obviously, it's going to feel different than when you're standing. I feel like my legs aren't as wide as I could probably get them, but just notice the embodiment of this supine warrior pose. And we'll take one more round of breath here before slowly moving it to the other side, beginning to straighten and extend the right leg as you bend the left knee, adjusting in the hips and then gazing over your left shoulder. Notice any differences, if there are, in the body, and just how it feels to be in a supine Virabhadrasana pose. Still creating space in between the shoulders and the ears. Let's take one more round of breath here. Exhale, side out. And then slowly, maybe bring one leg in and then the other. Maybe you just keep your legs out in like a star type of pose, or you keep the feet in in your version of corpse pose Shavasana. Maybe you have a hand on the heart and the stomach, or maybe you're just extended out, whatever feels good. And we'll take about 5 rounds of breath here. Again, if you had an intention, I invite you to remember it, recall it now. Maybe you dedicated this practice to someone in honor of Memorial Day. Or maybe you were just giving thanks for those that serve our country. I should say our country, my country, the United States of America, the country I currently reside in. Let's take one more round of breath here. Big exhale, side out. Maybe you wiggle your toes, beginning to find gentle movement in the body. Maybe you stretch around and wiggle your fingers. Maybe bring one foot back to the mat and then the other. Again, maybe shifting your hips from side to side. As you're ready, maybe you come into the fetal position, dropping onto one side. Taking a second here again to give thanks. You may be living in the United States right now, but May 26th, which often falls either on or close to Memorial Day in the United States, is a big day in Tacna, Peru, where I used to live. That also honors fallen warriors at a place called Alto da Alianza. So in many countries, I think, this idea of honoring those who serve can be universal. Take one more round of breath here. And then gently use your top hand to slowly push yourself up. You can come to a cross-legged seat, or to keep with the theme of the class, come back to Hero's Pose. My knees are getting a little tender, so I'm going to use my block, but you can sit all the way down or just right on your heels if that serves you. Let's take one hand to our stomach and one hand to our heart. Take one more big collective breath here. And exhale, let it out. I thank you for letting me be a part of your practice. Thank you for sticking with me, for watching this video. And I just wish that you all had I just feel weird saying wonderful Memorial Day. It is a 3-day weekend, which I do appreciate. But a life-giving or a soul-filling Memorial Day weekend for those of you who it means something a little extra special. The light in me loves the light in you and loves the light in all of those who have gone before, especially in service to our country. Namaste.